Have you ever let a single harsh word ruin your entire day? Did you notice how one bad moment can cling to your mind for weeks, while the happy moments slip away quickly? Sometimes, the heaviest things we carry are not on our shoulders, but in our minds. Once upon a time, in a busy town near the mountains, lived a young woman named Mira. Mira was hardworking and smart, but she had a difficult habit. She never forgot an insult. If a neighbor was rude to her in the morning, she would think about it until night. If a shopkeeper cheated her of a single coin, she would complain about it for a month. She walked through the town with a frown. "Can you believe what he said to me?" she would tell her friends. "I will never forgive her for that look she gave me." Her friends listened, but eventually they stopped visiting. Mira was exhausting to be around. She was always angry about yesterday. She felt the world was unfair. She felt heavy, tired, and old, even though she was still young. She couldn't understand why others seemed so light and happy while she felt like she was dragging herself through mud. One afternoon, Mira heard of a wise hermit who lived at the very top of the high peak. People said he knew the secret to a peaceful heart. Desperate for relief, Mira packed a bag and began to climb. When she reached the top, sweating and out of breath, she found the hermit sitting quietly by a stream. "Master," Mira said, panting, "I am strong, but I am always tired. I have good legs, but I walk slowly. My heart feels like lead. Please, tell me how to find peace." The hermit looked at her kind eyes, then at the large, empty basket strapped to her back for her supplies. "I can help you," the hermit said. "But first, I need you to do a simple task for me. I need you to walk down the mountain and come back up." Mira nodded, ready to go. "But," the hermit added, "on your way down, every time you remember a person who was mean to you, or a moment that made you angry, pick up a stone. Put the stone in your basket. Bring them all to me." Mira thought this was strange, but she obeyed. She started down the path. Immediately, she remembered the neighbor who mocked her dress. Anger, Flaret. She picked up a jagged stone and threw it in her basket. Then she remembered the merchant who overcharged her. Frustration rose. She picked up a heavy rock and tossed it in. She remembered a friend who lied to her 3 years ago. Another stone. She remembered a childhood bully. Another stone. By the time she reached the bottom of the mountain, her basket was half full. She turned around to climb back up to the hermit. As she climbed, her memories grew sharper. She replayed every argument in her head. With every step, she found more reasons to be angry, and she added more stones. Halfway up the mountain, Mira's knees began to shake. The basket cut into her shoulders. Her back screamed in pain. She was sweating, not just from the heat, but from the sheer weight of the rocks. "This is impossible," she gasped. She took 10 steps and had to stop. The basket was crushing her. Finally, hours later, she collapsed at the hermit's feet. She couldn't even stand up. "I did it," she wheezed. "I brought the stones. But master, my back is broken. Why did you make me do this?" The hermit smiled gently. He reached into the basket and pulled out a large, sharp stone. "Who is this one?" "That is the baker who yelled at me last week," Mira grunted. The hermit nodded. "Tell me, is the baker in pain right now?" Mira frowned. "No. He is probably sleeping." "Is the baker carrying this heavy rock up a mountain?" "No," Mira whispered. "So," the hermit said softly, dropping the rock. The baker was rude once, but you have carried him on your back for 7 days. You are the one sweating. You are the one in pain. The baker does not feel the weight. Only you do. Mira looked at the pile of stones. The hermit continued. Every grudge you hold is a stone. You think you are punishing them by being angry, but you are only punishing yourself. You collect these stones, you put them in your basket, and you walk through life wondering why you are so tired. Mira looked at the heavy load she had voluntarily carried. Tears filled her eyes. She realized she had spent years hiking up a mountain carrying rocks that she could have just stepped over. What do I do? Mira, ask it. The past is heavy only if you carry it, the hermit said. To be free, you do not need to fix the past. You just need to put the basket down. Mira stood up slowly. She unbuckled the strap. The basket fell to the ground with a loud thud. She stood straight. Her shoulders felt light. The air felt cooler. For the first time in years, she took a deep breath that went all the way to her belly. She looked at the hermit and smiled a real, light smile. She left the stones on the mountain and walked back down, lighter than she had ever been. Now, think about your own life. How many stones are you carrying in your invisible basket? How many arguments from last month or last year are you still replaying in your mind? When you hold on to anger, you are not hurting the person who hurt you. You are only tiring your own legs. You are ruining your own walk. Forgiveness does not mean what they did was right. It simply means you are no longer willing to carry the rock. So, the next time a painful memory tries to jump into your basket, pause, look at it. Ask yourself, do I really want to carry this? And then gently put it down and keep walking. If this story lightened your heart, share it with someone who is carrying too much. Subscribe for more stories that help you live lighter.